The world's greatest powers, America, Israel, Britain, they all have nuclear weapons, advanced technology, and super soldiers. Yet, no country has ever dared to directly attack Iran. Why? Do you think Iran is just another Middle Eastern country? Oil-rich, religious, with a bit of politics? No, Iran is a trap. It appears weak from the outside, but inside it's a master of intelligence, missile power, and psychological warfare. Iran is the country that attacked Saudi Arabia's oil facility, shot down an American drone, and openly threatened the world. If we are attacked, the entire Middle East will burn. Today we'll reveal Iran's hidden strengths, its underground missiles, its proxy network, and the strategy that remains invisible but terrifies everyone. Get ready to discover why defeating Iran is impossible. If wars were only won with tanks and missiles, Iran might have lost long ago. But Iran's first strength is its location. Iran is situated in a highly strategic position, bordered by the Caucasus and Russia to the north, Afghanistan and Pakistan to the east, and to the south, the Persian Gulf, the world's most critical waterway. This is where the Strait of Hormuz lies, a narrow sea passage through which 20% of the world's oil passes. If Iran closes this strait, the global economy would tremble. In other words, the countries threatening Iran today rely on its goodwill to keep their oil tankers moving. Moreover, Iran is surrounded by mountains and deserts, making a ground invasion suicidal for any enemy. An attacking nation can't approach by sea, can't invade by land, and if they attempt an airstrike, Iran has missiles ready to retaliate. But this is just the beginning. Iran's next strength is its secret army network, spread across multiple countries, without uniforms, without flags, but completely loyal. You may have heard, if you can't defeat someone directly, surround them from all sides. This is exactly what Iran does, through proxy warfare. Iran's second greatest strength is its shadow soldiers. Iran doesn't fight on the front lines itself. It encircles its enemies through third parties, like a chess master who wins not by moving the king, but by using pawns. Here's a look at its proxy network. Lebanon, Hezbollah, a full-fledged military force that has clashed with Israel. Gaza, Hamas and Islamic Jihad, groups that fire rockets at Israel. Iraq, popular mobilization forces. They attack American bases. Yemen, Houthi rebels. They struck Saudi Arabia's oil facility. In other words, Iran's real army is stationed elsewhere, without uniforms, without flags, but burning with intent. If any country attacks Iran, it won't just face retaliation from Tehran, but simultaneous attacks from 4 or 5 countries. This isn't an ordinary strategy, it's hybrid warfare. But war isn't fought with weapons alone. It's fought with the mind. Iran has shown the world that even with limited resources, a superpower can be challenged. Iran knows it can't win a traditional war against a superpower like America. It also knows it lacks stealth fighter jets or aircraft carriers. Yet, it competes and intimidates, because Iran fights with asymmetric warfare, using methods its enemies struggle to counter. Here are Iran's 3 most dangerous tactics. Guerrilla tactics. Iran's trained militias are present wherever America or Israel has a presence, but they don't wear conventional uniforms. They blend in with civilians, strike suddenly, and vanish. Drone attacks. In 2019, Iran used cheap drones to devastate Saudi Arabia's largest oil facility, without pilots, without warning. This caused global oil prices to spike. Cyber attacks. Iran's cyber army has repeatedly hacked American and Israeli websites, military systems, and oil companies. In 2020, they even targeted Israel's water system, indirectly threatening civilians. In essence, Iran's real attacks happen where the enemy least expects, an invisible war that burns from within. But if you think Iran only has cheap weapons, the next part will shock you, because now we'll talk about Iran's missile power, hidden inside mountains, capable of striking capitals directly. So far, you've heard how Iran fights through proxies and strikes with cyber attacks. Now let's talk about its most terrifying strength, its missile program, the largest in the Middle East, and its most concealed power. Ballistic missiles, 2,000 kilometers of destruction. Iran's missiles can reach parts of India, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, and all military bases in the Persian Gulf within minutes. Underground missile cities. Iran has built missile tunnels under mountains, storing hundreds of launch-ready missiles. Invisible to satellites, they're only heard when they strike, with the sound of a blast. Cheap but smart missiles. Iran's missiles aren't as technologically advanced as America's, but are mass-produced and cost-effective. An American interceptor costs $1 million, while Iran's missile counters it for just $1,000. Each Iranian missile raises a chilling question. Will the next war see it strike Tel Aviv or Dubai? But missiles only kill the body. Iran's next strategy targets the mind, a psychological war that makes enemies surrender to fear before the fight begins. Iran's most dangerous strategy is invisible. psychological warfare. It intimidates enemies before firing a single bullet, instilling fear that shakes both heart and mind. Iran openly declares, if we're attacked, no oil tanker will sail through the Persian Gulf, and the global economy will collapse. Moreover, Iran trains its soldiers to see death as victory. When soldiers fight to become martyrs, enemy weapons seem weak in comparison. While superpowers strive to protect their troops, they face an enemy ready to die, and smiling while doing so. This is Iran's strength. It exhausts its enemies before the war even begins. We often think a country's strength lies in its tanks, ships, and missiles. But the truth is, a nation's greatest power is its people. Iran stands out in this regard. Yes, there are protests against the government, voices raised for women's rights, and questions about inflation and freedom. But when an external attack looms, the entire nation unites. Even government critics stand with the country. Iran's people are taught that their nation isn't just a country, it's an ideology, a religious mission. This sets Iran apart from Libya, Iraq, or Afghanistan, where governments fell and nations fractured. Iran hasn't fallen. Its people know, if we don't fight, no one else will fight for us. Now, let's talk about a mysterious force that doesn't appear on the streets, but controls everything. Iran's intelligence and revolutionary guards, a shadow state more powerful than the government itself. Iran has a force that's both an army and an intelligence agency, more influential than the government, the IRGC. Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The IRGC isn't just a military unit. It's a state within a state, woven into Iran's very fabric. What does the IRGC have? Its own army, navy, and air units, a dedicated cyber warfare division, secret intelligence cells operating worldwide, even its own business companies and banking network. The IRGC has tracked American military bases, hacked enemy phones with spyware like Pegasus, and when the US killed General Qasem Soleimani in 2020, responded by launching ballistic missiles at American bases. The most dangerous part? The IRGC answers to no one, not parliament, not the public, only the supreme leader, giving it the power to shake the entire system. So the question is, when a country has the most concealed missiles, the most loyal proxy armies, and the most dangerous shadow force, can anyone truly defeat it? Iran isn't just a country, it's a strategy that anticipates every attack. Defeating it means halting oil supplies, collapsing economies, and possibly sparking a new world war. Perhaps that's why no one has dared to challenge Iran directly, and maybe no one ever will. If you like this video, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Musta Official for more deeply researched videos.